After hearing Shan-yu's warning, Sun-hee became uneasy and called the police. Just as she feared, the moment her adoptive parents finished the soup, they collapsed unconscious at the dining table. At that moment, her biological father, Old Kang, stepped out from the shadows. It turned out that Sun-hee had secretly drugged her adoptive parents' soup exactly as Old Kang instructed. The night before, she had received a call from Old Kang, learning that he had survived the accident at sea. Old Kang believed that since Sun-hee now knew the truth, she could no longer live peacefully with her adoptive parents. He urged her to return to her biological father's arms. But before that, he needed his daughter to do one thing: drug the soup. Sun-hee followed his instructions and successfully knocked out her adoptive parents. Seeing the scene before him, Old Kang laughed with satisfaction. He said that if they were to start a new life, they needed money. Sun-hee pointed to the study, telling him there was a safe full of cash, and the password was her birthday. Old Kang walked into the study, entered a date, and waited. The safe displayed incorrect password. Realizing he misremembered his daughter's birthday, he tried again. Another failure. For several minutes he continued entering different dates, still unable to get the correct one. Yes, he was her biological father, yet he had forgotten his daughter's birthday, the date that should have mattered most. Panicked, Old Kang took a large gulp of wine. At last, after forcing his memory, he recalled the day she was born. The sun was dazzling, the weather scorching hot. He ran to the hospital when he heard she was delivered. He was filled with excitement, believing it was the beginning of a new life. He remembered the date written on the newborn's crib. Without hesitation, he entered those digits and the safe opened. Seeing the pile of cash, Old Kang almost cried, believing that with money he could finally be a good father. But while counting the bills, he suddenly felt dizzy. Sun-hee had already drugged the wine earlier. Old Kang crawled toward the living room, struggling. Watching her biological father suffer, Sun-hee remained expressionless as a tear slid down her face. Then she walked to the dining table, poured herself a glass of that same drugged wine, and glanced at her adoptive parents with guilt, knelt down, and whispered, "I'm sorry." She attempted to gulp it down, but a pair of hands stopped her. It was her adoptive mother. Her adoptive mother refused to let her do something so foolish, gently promising she would protect her. Her adoptive father felt the same way. The couple embraced their beloved daughter tightly. The three of them held each other, radiating warmth and happiness. Unfortunately, that scene existed only in Sun-hee's imagination. Moments later, alerted by Shan-yu, Officer Shan arrived with a team. Inside the house lay Old Kang, the adoptive parents, and Sun-hee, all unconscious. After the incident, rumors spread that Sun-hee went abroad, but no one could contact her. Time passed quickly. 3 years later, Shan-yu became a university architecture student, dreaming of building homes that bring happiness.
He visited Sun-hee's house. After the previous fire, the home had been renovated just like before. Without their daughter, the adoptive parents pretended everything was fine, but Shan-yu could clearly see their loneliness. Shan-yu emailed Sun-hee, describing in detail how he and the adoptive parents were doing. He missed her dearly. Winter arrived. Watching the snow outside, Shan-yu remembered the days he used to play with Sun-hee. Walking the familiar roads, he often hallucinated seeing his closest friend, the girl he loved the most.
Not long after, Su-yen was released from the detention center. On that day, Shan-yu and the welfare home caretaker who lived with her went to pick Su-yen up. After the incident with Sun-hee, Shan-yu had already forgiven Su-yen for stabbing her. On a snowy day, the two sat together talking about the past. Like Shan-yu, Su-yen also missed Sun-hee, recalling fun times at the welfare home. Back then, little Sun-hee said she wanted to be little Su-yen's mother, because mothers protect their children. Because of Sun-hee's companionship and protection, Su-yen felt a warmth she never had before. To her, Sun-hee wasn't a friend, she was family. That was why Su-yen transferred to Sun-hee's school, but before she could confess the emotions she held inside, everything fell apart.
Xian-yu comforted her, telling her that when Sun-hee returned, she could say it all to her face. On the other side, the adoptive parents lived in silence without their daughter. Buying groceries, the adoptive mother still bought portions for 3. Cooking at home, she often became absent-minded. The house was too quiet, and they frequently reminisced about Sun-hee.
One day, the father suddenly felt as if he saw her daughter outside the door. He rushed out. As expected, not far away, he saw Sun-hee's back as she was about to leave.
When her father called out, Sun-hee turned around, crying. He gently said, "Come home." To welcome her return, her adoptive mother made a warm, home-cooked meal. Sun-hee apologized. After the drugging incident, she felt unworthy of facing her parents, that a daughter like her should disappear forever. But at the same time, unable to suppress her longing, she wanted to see her friends and parents one last time before vanishing completely. In fact, she had seen everything. Xian-yu talking with Su-yen, her parents grocery shopping, coming home. Sometimes she imagined she had never left. Her parents spoke firmly. Sun-hee was their daughter, their everything. Her father said that the one who should apologize was not her, but himself. After the incident, he went to great lengths to hide what happened, believing it would protect her. Yet he eventually understood. He wasn't doing it for her. He was terrified that losing her would tear the family apart. Only after tragedy did he realize that what mattered was his daughter's heart. Hearing them, Sun-hee burst into tears. Inside the warm home, her mother took her hand, and the 3 embraced tightly. After everything terrible, they finally became a true and complete family. That night, Sun-hee wrote a letter to her grandmother, hoping she would come and take a family portrait with them. The grandmother was moved. Despite her cruelty in the past, Sun-hee still treated her as family. Soon came the day of the photo shoot. Sun-hee waited and finally saw her grandmother. The grandmother no longer treated Sun-hee as an outsider. Sun-hee gently helped the old woman inside the studio. Seeing his mother, Sun-hee's adoptive father was emotional. Since the loss of his biological son, he and his mother had been estranged for years. The grandmother apologized to her daughter-in-law, admitting she had never understood the pain of losing a child. With soft words, the family reconciled. As the camera shutter clicked, Sun-hee, her parents, and her grandmother captured a beautiful family portrait. Afterward, the house was lively once more. The parents were no longer lonely, and Sun-hee found the greatest love in the world. The drama ends. Alright, that's it for today. Remember to like, comment, check out the full Perfect Family playlist, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take care.